What if the most famous color scheme in the world, the brilliant white walls and blue domes of Santorini, wasn't a choice for beauty, but a desperate act of survival? Picture this. You're standing on a cliffside in the Aegean Sea, looking out over a village that seems to glow. Every building is snow white, every dome a perfect sky blue. It's one of the most photographed places on Earth. But what few people realize is that this iconic look wasn't designed for tourists. It was born from tragedy, disease, and a fight for life for centuries. Santorini didn't look like this at all. Its buildings were made of dark volcanic stone. Its roofs were earthy and brown. The island was rugged, practical, and blended into the landscape. But then, everything changed. Let's go back to the early 20th century. Santorini was a quiet, struggling island. Its people were fishermen, farmers, and merchants. Life was hard. And then a deadly visitor arrived, cholera. The disease swept through the narrow, shadowy streets, thriving in the heat and the darkness. People were dying, and no one knew why it was spreading so fast. In a desperate attempt to save their families, the locals turned to the one thing they could control: their homes. They began painting their walls with a cheap, simple material they had in abundance: lime whitewash. This wasn't a decorative choice, it was a disinfectant. Lime is highly alkaline. It kills bacteria, repels insects, and reflects sunlight, which helped keep houses cooler and cleaner. Slowly, the dark stone began to disappear under coats of brilliant white, but the story doesn't end there. Because while the white helped fight disease, the blue came from something even deeper, a symbol of hope and faith. In Greek culture, the color blue is deeply tied to protection. It's believed to ward off evil, a concept known as the evil eye. People began painting their doors, shutters, and eventually their church domes blue, using a pigment made from loulaki, a cleaning agent that also contained antibacterial properties. So the blue wasn't just pretty, it was another layer of defense. Over time, these practical choices began to transform the island. The white walls reflected the harsh sun, making homes cooler without electricity. The blue accents stood out against the white like pieces of the sky. And as the island recovered, this new look became part of its identity. But here's where the story takes another turn. In the 1970s, tourism began to discover Santorini. The government saw an opportunity. They realized that this white and blue color scheme was unique, breathtaking, and marketable, so they made it a law. New buildings had to follow the code: white walls, blue domes. What had begun as a response to crisis became a brand, a global symbol of Greek beauty today. When you see those stunning images of Oya or Fira, you're not just looking at a pretty picture. You're seeing layers of history, a community's fight against disease, an expression of faith, and a clever reinvention that turned survival into art. The white and blue of Santorini are more than colors. They're a lesson in how hardship can sometimes create the most beautiful legacies. Have you ever visited a place that surprised you with its hidden history? Share your story in the comments. We might explore it in a future video. And if you want more secrets behind the world's most iconic places, subscribe to Wonder Explorer.